Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. All right, rock stars, before I get started, does it look different in the studio? It should, because a bitch got a new one. Hey. He nice. That's right. If it looks different in here, it's because I got a new Jeep Wrangler. You guys got time for a story time? Just a real short one? Okay, real fast, I'll tell you. So, I have been thinking about getting another Jeep. You guys know I had Foxy. I bought Foxy back in 2016. And at the time, when I bought her, I couldn't really afford the Jeep with all the bells and whistles. But I know I wanted a Jeep, and I knew that the good thing about Jeep Wranglers is that you can build aftermarket. You know, you can buy it as plain as you want, and then you can add all of the extras to it over the time, which is what I did with Foxy, okay? I put running boards on the side. I put new bumpers, front and back steel bumpers on the front and back. I put guards over the lights in the back. I put a gas tank lock on it. I lifted it 2.5 inches. I put 35-inch rims, 35-inch tires and rims on there. I got the windows tinted. I put new music in there. I mean, I did all the stuff that, you know, you would want on your car to make it look, you know, gave it that that beefy look, and it took it away from that stock look. And I loved Foxy. Foxy has done so much for me. Foxy's been all over. I mean, I done drove Foxy to Florida, to Louisiana, been through Mississippi, been through Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, okay, all over Georgia. Foxy has done very, very well for me. Foxy had 85,000 miles on it. And I just started to get the feeling like I wanted a new Jeep. I wanted a Jeep with all the bells and whistles. I felt like around now is the time that I could afford the one with the bells and the whistles. So I have been looking this week online, trying to see what I could find. I knew that I love my red Jeep, but I wanted a different color. And white has always been one that I really liked, but I knew I wanted the white Sahara edition that had the white top. And, you know, there was just a specific one that I wanted. I wanted the one that had the top that you push the button and it goes back. And I was looking for 2021. So it's because I had like such a specific one in mind, I figured it would take me some time to find it. I had been to a couple of Jeep dealers and nobody had any on the lot. Okay, they were like, oh, you know, everything is backed up. Whenever we get a few in, they're sold right away and all that. So I was just like, okay, it's just gonna take some time, but it was in my mind that I was gonna get it. Well, on Wednesday, I was looking online and I saw a Jeep for sale at a dealership in Buford, which is about an hour and 10 minutes or so. Could be 2 hours if you're going in traffic, but away from my house. So I was at work, and then when I got off, okay, I was so just like pumped because it was the exact model that I want. 2021, had the soft top, white on white, like all of the everything on it. And I was just like, okay, let me just go out here and just see. I really wanted to see what they would give me for my Jeep. Now I know Jeep Wranglers usually hold their value pretty well. But because I had like so many miles, I mean, I averaged like almost 20,000, you know, 15,000 to 20,000 miles a year. And really this last year, I haven't really driven my car. Really last year and a half, almost 2 years now because of COVID. So I put all those miles on my car in like 4 years. So like 20,000 miles a year, basically. So drove on out there, got out there, there it was. I was like, ooh, this is nice. You know, I wasn't even really pumped up until I got out there and got inside. You know how the dealer makes you, they were like, come on, you can sit on the inside, you know. So I got in and I was like, ooh, Oh my God, you guys, like the dashboard and all that. I mean, when you buy a stock Jeep, you have all of the spaces on the front. I mean, if you have a Jeep, then you know what I'm talking about. But all of the spaces where it's supposed to have something, but that's like grayed out. You know how like on computers and shit is grayed out, you can't get to it. It's the same on a Jeep dashboard. Like, it'd just be the little plastic knob. They don't even have a knob there no more. But you know that's where the windows up and down would be, or that's where the auxiliary cords would go, or that's where the, you know, so all of this. But this one had everything, you guys, plus the leather interior and my top. I have to show you guys one day. But the top, all you do is push the button and the shit go back. So anyway, once I got inside, I was like, okay, I said, okay, so we belong to USAA. I always finance our cars through USAA. So I just called USAA and I was just like, okay, so what do I do if I'm thinking about trading in my car? And they said, oh, we just, you know, you just apply for the loan. And so I said, okay, let's see what they'll give me for the Jeep. So I still owed like $10,000 on the Jeep. I had one more year left on it. And when they came back, they gave me a good number. And it was like enough to pay off the Jeep and have a good little bit left over to put towards this car so that my note would be where I wanted it to be. And so I was like, okay, so USAA was like, okay, you good. Let's do the loan. So I said, okay, so we did the paperwork, and within an hour and a half, I was done, you guys. I'm telling you guys, if you don't belong to USAA and you have a chance to do it because you know, somebody has to, you or your family member, mother, father, or your spouse, or your children. No, your children can't be the one that was in the military, but the mother, father, or spouse has to be in the military, and then you can get your kids in. It's a great organization to be a part of, because I'm telling you, I've never had any problems with them. And anyway, so yeah, it was done. Like, it don't be all that haggling at the car lot, and you know how you be in there arguing and shit with the damn salespeople for 4 hours and shit. Yeah, none of that. And they treat you differently when you do that. So it's just like, it was perfect. So they were like, okay. I said, well, I'm going to take my rims off, because you guys, all the rest of the shit that was on Foxy, they could have, but they could not have them wheels and tires. Okay. Because I spent like almost $4,000 on them. So I was just like, oh yeah, those got to come off. I'll put the stock rims back on, because I still had them at the house. So they were like, okay. So I took my car home Wednesday. So Thursday, which was yesterday, you know, I was telling Miss, I was like, I really want to take these rims off. I mean, the dealership said that they would, just for me to bring the rims out there, and that they would switch them out for me. And I was like, okay. But then I started to think that those big rims that was on Foxy was not going to be able to fit in the car to come back. Okay. So I was like, no, that's not going to work. So I need to get them rims taken off by the house so that I can make a couple of trips. Once they take the big rims off of my car, I can make a couple of trips and bring them back to the house until I'm ready to put them on the new Jeep. So I didn't have the new Jeep yet. It was still out at the dealership. So yesterday morning, and Mr. was out of town. Okay. So he kept on saying, Roxanne, just wait till I get home, and then we'll do everything. And because those rims are going to be super heavy, and you're not going to be able to really carry them. And I was just like, no, I want to get it done today. Okay. This is the Capricorn of me. Like, when I get my mindset, I was excited. I wanted my fucking car. I wanted to get the whole transaction done before the weekend. So I was like, no, I'll be fine. So I got up Thursday morning. I put the stock rims. Now, the stock rims was the for real stock rims. I put them damn things in my car, in the Jeep, and I went to this tire place right by the house, and they switched them out. So then I was like, okay, is it okay if I leave these rims here, and then my husband and I will come back tomorrow and get them, because they're too heavy for me to. He was like, no, you can't leave them here, because they be breaking in the shop, and I don't want you to leave your rims here. They won't be safe. So I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do? Well, so anyway, he was like, I can fit 2 in your car at a time. So you take these 2 home, and then you come back, and then you get the other 2, and then you take that one home, and you come back and you get the last one, and then you take that home, and then you're gonna be done. So I said, okay. So this is why my back was fucked up yesterday. You guys, it was already hard as hell getting them stock ones in the car. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to get them big ass 35-inch tires in my damn car with the rim on it and everything. So, child, they put them damn 2 tires in my car. I came back to the house, backed up into the garage. It was raining, pouring down raining. Y'all should have seen me trying to get them fucking rims. I just got my nails done. If you guys can see, they long again. I was trying not to break my nails. Them motherfucker was heavy as fuck. I mean, I'm telling you, I thought that I knew. I was like, Roxanne, your back is going to be killing you. But I was like, I'm getting these shit. I was struggling and shit. I had black soot all over me. But I was trying to get them bitches. I was raining and shit. And I slid them out, you know, and it bounced down. And then I had to catch it because I was afraid it was going to roll down my driveway. But I got them all done. So that took about an hour, back and forth to the place. And then finally, after I finished that, came back to the house, went and got cleaned up, changed my clothes, went out to the dealership, picked up the new Jeep, and left Foxy there. You know, it was very sad. Foxy has done me so well. And I am going to miss having my red Jeep. But honey, this one here with all the bells and the whistles. Okay, and she's Snow White. Actually, it's a boy. He's Snow White. This is my first time having a boy car. We decided to name him Jeezy for the snowman. Young Jeezy. Yeah, me and Jeezy came over back to the house and we was real happy about it, you guys. So that is why I am now in my new studio. And honey, it is fabulous and the sound system is great and all that. So I'm just really excited. Really excited. So I don't give y'all too many story times. But yeah, we're gonna throw that one in. But it was exciting for me, you guys, because me and Jeezy, we here. Of course, I have to put the new tires on there and the new rims and get it lifted, and then everything else will be weight. I mean, it won't really be much left for me to do other than put the bumpers on. I want to change out the bumpers, but other than that, honey, Jeezy is looking good. Anyway, I really wish y'all could see it, but y'all see that top? Let me just. Let me just push the button a little bit so y'all can see. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, bitch, what? Yes, that's what I'm talking about right there. Hey. You guys, you're so cute, you guys, so cute. So anyway, that's the story on my new Jeep. I just wanted to share that real quickly with you guys. If you're looking to, get a Jeep though, like I said, you ain't got to buy it with all the bells and whistles. You could really just buy it stock, add all of the stuff. But it really is nice when you get it already all hooked up and everything. So yeah, that's it, you guys. I just wanted to let you guys know about that one. But anyway, shout out to Shay's Treasure. Okay, mama named him James Caldwell. You guys, thank you so much, James, for sending me this t-shirt. I didn't even ask for it. He was just like, Queen, I just want to send you guys. You guys know he called me Queen. I just love that so much, you guys. I do be feeling like a queen every now and again. And he always reminds me, and so it's nice. But anyway, he sent this beautiful t-shirt to me. Picked out the size. It fits perfectly. Okay, and it says Shea Treasure on there. You guys know that's his alter ego. So thank you so much, James, for that. I know he sent it a long time ago. It was sitting in my post office box. You guys know I am horrible with getting to that post office because I'm working, and then when I get off, the line is all the way down the street. If you live over by Camp Creek in Atlanta, then you know that UPS store is always fucking ridiculous. I hate it. And whenever I can't get in there, I, go off on somebody just to make myself feel better. But anyway, you guys. Yeah, so thank you, James, for the t-shirt. Let's get to the bullshit, shall we? Well, you guys, before we get to the just the gossip, let's talk about the unfortunate story of Henry Ruggs III, the accident that he had in Los while he was in his Corvette with his girlfriend. He was traveling somewhere around 156 miles per hour down a residential street, a couple of miles, they say, I think west of the Strip. But anyway, they say that Mr. Ruggs was driving his Corvette under the influence. He was at more than twice the legal limit for drinking and driving. So he was speeding at 156 miles per hour. They said as he approached the intersection, not sure in his extremely inebriated state if he realized that maybe this car was coming very quickly towards him. It wasn't coming towards him. He was going towards the car. The car was stopped at a light, and he did look like begin to decelerate. Of course, not soon enough. Ran into the back of the car. They said he was going 127 miles per hour when he ran into the back of Tina Tintor's RAV4. Tina and her dog was in the car. This was sometime around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. They said that she lives a few blocks from the, from the scene of the crash. But when he ran into the back of her car, the gas tank caught on fire, turned the car into a fireball, and Miss Tintor and the dog was killed. So, of course, Mr. Ruggs was arrested for driving under the influence and charged for that. I'm sure there will be there will definitely be more charges going forward, but for now he was charged with that. And the prosecutors, they wanted to set his bail at $1 million, but the judge actually set it for $150,000, and he was able to post bail. But there, of course, are restrictions. He cannot leave his house. He's going to be electronically monitored. He cannot drink, obviously, and he had to give up his passport. But yeah, you guys, just terrible. Okay, 22 years old. Him and his girlfriend was in the car. The girlfriend also was injured and had to have surgery. We don't know exactly the extent of his injuries. They said that they believe he hurt his leg. His leg was injured. When he was being arraigned, he had on a neck brace. He was in a wheelchair. He had some scratches on his face, but definitely nothing even looks like as serious as what might have happened to his girlfriend, who was in the car with him. He was a wide receiver, I believe, for the Las Vegas Raiders. If that's not his position, I apologize, but I think that's what I remember reading. Immediately, the Las Vegas Raiders, it's hard for me to say Las Vegas Raiders. They're gonna always be Oakland Raiders in my mind, but they immediately dropped him. And of course, they sent their condolences out to to Tina Tintor and her family. You guys, it's amazing that one really bad decision can just completely change the trajectory of your life. I mean, Mr. Ruggs' life has been, I won't say his life is ruined, because he still has a reason to live. Obviously, God kept him here for a reason, but it just ruined. He has no football career. Nobody is going to touch him anymore. You've killed somebody. You were drinking. You're driving recklessly. Okay. He's lucky he didn't kill himself or his girlfriend. But, this very, very innocent person was killed. And he's going to be going to jail. He's going to lose all his money. He's 22 years old. I'm sure his family was counting on his income. This was a way out. We got to keep it real. People, when they get in the NFL and they get in the NBA and, the NBA and everything, that those contracts help not just the player, but a whole bunch of people in their circle, in their orbit, and all these people have been affected now just because of this one decision. You know, he's young, 22 years old. I mean, obviously thought that he was able to do this and would be fine, and yeah, it's just not. So it's definitely a cautionary tale for our young people out there who have been given such you know, they've been given such privilege to be able to play in these sports, and you know, you have the talent and people pay, you know, think enough of you to want to pay you to do the job, and then just something like this just ruins it. People have to really keep into consideration, you know, the responsibilities of your position. And so yeah, it's very, very sad for Mr. Ruggs. Very, very sad. When I think about it, he's same age as Joe, you know, and I mean, how devastating that would be in so many ways if something like that happens. So I mean, I do feel for him, but only because I know that his life is never going to be the same. But of course, I have extreme sympathy for the family and the girl, especially, who was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So yeah, our prayers go up to that family, to the Ruggs family, to the other the girlfriend's family. You know, it's just everybody, nobody wins in this case. It's just a sad story. So that is it, what's going on with Henry Ruggs III, and I'm sure there'll be more charges that we'll be hearing about soon. Talk about hashtag chill. Hashtag chill supposedly cheating on your girl Cynthia Bailey. So we know that Cynthia Bailey decided to leave the Real Housewives of Atlanta because she said, amongst other things, that she wanted to concentrate on her marriage. She wanted to keep it, you know, she wanted to keep that part of her life sacred now. You know, maybe she learned from the shit that happened with her marriage with Peter that, you know, maybe this is something that she wants to protect, and she doesn't want to just have it exploited on the show. And really, there's no reason for Cynthia to still be on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think her storyline was exhausted. Okay, I still will miss Cynthia, but it was fine that she was going. So now that she's been off and it's been quiet for her, the other day, one of the rock stars sent me a message. I think it was a DM on Instagram, and they were like, Roxanne, you know, they got some Mike Hill nudes out there. And I was just like, what? Okay, because you know, Rocky Little just, you know, sometimes I just got to see for myself. Even though that print, the dick print, is always more appreciated than just the whole full out, fleshed out, you know, I ain't really got to see that, because it's just like, it's a ding. What you want me to do with that? You know, I mean, you can do whatever you want to do with it, but you know what I mean? So anyway, it's more to the imagination when it's the print. So anyway, of course, I go on to Twitter because that's usually where you can find it, but it was like maybe the end of the day. I guess that had come out earlier in the day, and so you guys know how Twitter goes. It's like if you don't catch it early, you got to be scrolling to find the story. But finally somebody on Twitter told me, so I went on to Twitter and I said, who has the Mike Hill nudes? And somebody told me that there was a girl, I did not get her name. I didn't get the name of the Twitter page that has it, but there was a girl on Twitter who had it. And so I went on there, and supposedly this girl was DMing back and forth on Snapchat with Mike Hill. Supposedly it said Mike Hill on the thing, of him sending a picture of his ding, you know, them talking nasty to each other. What are you doing? Oh, I got my hand in my pants, you know, all that kind of stuff. And so I saw that and I looked and I was like, this just, I mean, it's all very possible that this could happen, but it just was too stupid. Uh-oh. Child, hold on. See, I've been moving. I got to figure out my setup here in Jeezy, because young Jeezy. I love saying that, y'all. But I got to figure out my new setup in here, because this is, you know, this ain't how the Foxy was. But see, now it feel like it's too low, because you guys never used to see all my shit down here. Let me move that up a little bit. So anyway, I just was like, it just don't seem like he would be this stupid, you know? it just I just was like, I just don't know. And now it's very, very possible that he could cheat. I mean, anybody can cheat, right? That's not the thing that I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, this was just too easy. Like, his name is on there, you know, supposedly he's sending the picture and all that. Like, you know, somebody could screenshot that and send it. And, you know, the fact that him and Cynthia just got married, and I know that he's had cheating issues in the past with his past wives and baby mamas and whatever, but still, I was just like, I don't think I believe this. I don't think I believe this, you know. So it did get a whole bunch of everything. Everybody was all upset, you know, oh, I feel so bad for Cynthia. But I was just like, yeah, I just don't think that this is really him. You know, I just don't believe it. But the lady was saying that it was him, you know, it was recent. Because then I started to think, well, maybe if it was him, maybe this was old. But no, she was like, this is recent and blah, 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 blah. But I just don't believe I don't believe it's him. Okay, I'm sorry. And, you know, they caught, TMZ did catch Cynthia and Mike in the airport. And they were like, yeah, we're fine. And he said that if the shit continues on, that they were going to press charges. Okay. So I haven't heard much else about it, you know, and it'll probably die away. Like I said, I don't believe it. I mean, it's just your choice whether or not you believe somebody would be that dumb to do something like that. I mean, it just wouldn't be the smartest move to make if you were indeed Mike Hill. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, but would you guys tell me what you guys think? Did you see the video? And then the video was not even all that impressive. I was just like, oh, I mean. You seen one ding, you seen them all, you know. That is not true, but I just was like, okay, well, this is nothing. So yeah, I don't know, but you guys let me know if you really did believe that was Mike Hill. You know, I know you guys don't be in there, well, once a cheater, always a cheater, and he did this to his ex-wife and his baby mama, and he did this, and that doesn't mean that he did it this time, you guys. Get a boy a break. I mean, you know what? I'll reserve my final judgment until I find out more on the story. If they got more proof that could be Mike Hill, then we'll go with that. But as of now, nah. They say that Fetty Wap has been brought up on RICO charges. Okay, now I don't know how serious or not serious that can be, considering we had what old boy name with the rainbow hair and the one that got on our nerves real bad. Remember, he was brought up on RICO charges too, wasn't he? And he just as free as a bird right now. Okay, so you know, I guess if you decide to cooperate, you know, if you decide to cooperate with the feds, then you get off. But I don't know how it's gonna work out for old Fetty Wap. So, like I said, Fetty Wap, mama named him William Jr. Maxwell II. He was about to perform at Rolling Out Loud. I'm sorry, is it Rolling Out Loud or is it just Rolling Loud? Whatever the hell it's called. He was about to perform there. He had a set that was coming up in New York. And right when he was about to go on stage, the feds swooped in and arrested that ass. Okay, him and along with 5 other men were charged with conspiring to distribute and possess controlled substances. 5 of the defendants also face firearms charges. Okay, and they say between the years June of 2019 through June of 2020. The crew is said to have been distributing and selling more than 100 kilograms of deadly and addictive drugs, including heroin and fentanyl on Long Island and New Jersey, allegedly obtaining the drugs from the West Coast. Okay, they say that they used the USPS to send this shit back and forth. They had drivers with hidden compartments so they can take it across state lines. And that was more than 100 kilograms of cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and crack cocaine across the country to Suffolk County. Not good news for old Mr. Wap. And you know, Fetty Wap has been in trouble. I mean, he's had a lot of shit go on. Like the last 5 years, he was arrested for assaulting a valet and assaulting some woman. I think it was one of the baby mamas. And I think they said in 2017 He was arrested 15 times, you guys. 15. All kind of shit. DUI, drag racing, reckless endangerment. So yeah, he's had a lot go on in these last 5 years. He's been fairly quiet. And now we know why, because the motherfucker been in jail on and off all this damn time, you know. But now he is in jail on way more serious charges. RICO charges is never good. I don't think that they've set the bail for him even to get out. And, you know, we'll see what goes on there. But, you know, we know he got baby mamas and he got kids out there. And I don't know. I mean, I guess he was, you know, he didn't make the song Trap Queen for nothing. How did the song go? Mommy Trap Queen. Sorry, no. I can't think of the song. How did Trap Queen go, you guys? I'm going to think of it. And then I'm going to sing it for you guys later. But right now, Mr. Wap was real serious when he made that song, you guys. I mean, he wasn't just doing that shit for his health, okay? And has found himself in quite a bit of trouble. But like I said, the one with the rainbow hair got off, so maybe Fetty Wap will be, you know, maybe he'll be lucky enough to find himself in those same straits, okay? But anyway, you guys, moving on to the next story. All right, you guys, so Brittany Renner. I've been seeing her name so much, and I don't really know why. You know, it's for some reason she's latched on. People are interested in her. She kind of is like the new age superhead. Not quite, you know, ain't too many people like superhead. There's only really one superhead out there. But Brittany Renner seems to have modeled her in your faceness, I would say. Her response to the criticisms and the judgments that people might have against her, kind of in the same way that Superhead was. So anyway, Brittany Renner was on a podcast, Academics' new podcast called, what was the name of the damn? I can't think of it. Off the Record, I think is the name of it. She was on there. She was talking about her relationship with basketball player PJ Washington. Okay, on the podcast, she denied that she trapped PJ Washington. Because that has been the story. Remember I told you guys a while ago that she had the baby with PJ Washington, and then she was, you know, getting all this money for child support monthly. Like right after she had the baby, she and PJ broke up, and, you know, people were saying that, you know, she just did that to have a baby, which is nothing new. I mean, people do it all, these women do it all the time, you know, trap these ball players, and at this point you can't even feel sorry for the ball players. But supposedly Brittany Renner's story is a little different, because Brittany was spotted at his college games when he was only 18 years old. Now, she was around 25 years old. And some people are saying that she was grooming him, or that she was already trying to get in on a good thing, you know, with PJ Washington, realizing that he probably would have a future in the NBA. And that she kind of scoped him out and got with him even back then, kind of, you know, fucked up his head. You know, ain't nothing like some older woman poontang, you know, to change your life. So she was on the podcast denying all that. She said that he actually was the one who said that he wanted to have kids with her. She was on birth control when they first got together. She was fine with not having any kids, but he wanted to do it. And, you know, that's when she decided that she would go on and have kids with him, you know, so. I mean, you can still say he wanted to do it, but, you know, of course, he's 21, 22, ain't thinking straight. That's why I said, like I said, you done got all up in his head and fucked it up real good. And yeah, now he think he in love and he don't even know what he dealing with. Okay, the Superhead 2.0 and all of that. So, you know, also on the podcast, she just talks about contradictions and social, you know, constructs, I guess, of how people feel like women shouldn't date younger men, but men do it all the time, date younger women, and gave Beyonce and Jay-Z as an example, and other people. And I guess the difference may be, just one of the differences may be, I mean, there's still the age difference in whoever is dating whoever, but 18 to 25 is, you know, that's a little different than, you know, 30 to 40, okay, or 30 to 45. Like, you know, everybody's grown and everybody's got their own income. That, you know, that's another thing that people take into consideration, is the fact that he was going to be rich and you really aren't. And, you know, so now you're preying on this young boy who's got all this money and don't know what to do with it, you know. Still, people do it all the time. So, I mean, Brittany Renner is, you know, we ain't gonna hold her to the cross on it because people do it all the time. You have to be smart enough, you know, to know how to maneuver in those situations. But yeah, you guys, she was on there and just kind of in your face, like she's proud of how she's conducted her life. She said that she's writing another book. She had a book come out in 2018 called Judge This Cover, okay, and just talking about her life and, you know, the things that she's been through. And so I guess she's got another one coming that will talk about the other parts of her life. What the fuck we writing all these books for, y'all? Child. But yeah, you guys, that's what's going on with Brittany Renner. Now, Brittany seems to be like, she's just like, this is what she does. And, you know, she plays on it. She jokes about it, you know, hide your husbands, hide your sons. That's what she always says. And I mean, that's just how she chooses to live her life. I mean, I guess I can't be mad, y'all. Like I said, these ball players gonna have to get smarter. They're gonna have to get smarter. Everybody ain't out there for you just because they love you, okay? They want something from you. Got PJ Washington, you know, he was still trying to act like him and Brittany was good and all of that. Maybe he was trying to save face. I was like, why none of your homeboys didn't tell you about Brittany, child? But anyway, y'all, that's it on the hotels, you know, just moving on to the next story. Oh, boy.